We are learning more from a local doctor about the extent of former President Trump's injuries.
Yeah, minutes into Trump's speech, former President Trump clutched his ear after several shots rang out. Trump posted on Truth Social the details of his wound, saying he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of his right ear and that he could feel the bullet ripping through his skin. Retired military officer Hal Kempfer joins us now with insight on attempted assassinations on U.S. presidents.
Good morning, Hal. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sheba. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, sir. We want to start political rallies, especially for a former president, usually have strict security at the entrance. People are checked and the area is swept for hours. So how was this able to happen?
Well, Rachel, it's not just swept for hours. I mean, there's an advance team that goes in there. The planning for something like this will be at least a week in advance. They look over the entire area. Of course, these are security professionals. This is Secret Service. They have studied, they have trained, they have experience looking at all these different areas, and they would look at any particular area where there could be a line of sight with a shooter, a sniper, anybody getting close to the stage itself. And so that's why everyone's kind of looking at this saying, how did the shooter get so close to the president? How did the shooter get an elevated position, within literally 140 yards, which is not a particularly difficult shot? How did this happen that the shooter got in there? And they're going to be looking at a lot of things well beyond the immediate perimeter to how are they working with local law enforcement? Who was covering that area? There's a lot of questions on this.
Definitely. One of the biggest parts of the story this morning is those security lapses that everyone's questioning. What can we expect to happen regarding security changes around the president at events like this moving forward, the former president?
Well, Sheba, you're going to see a lot of improved security. You're going to see stuff that's very apparent, very visible. And then there'll be a lot of things going on that you don't see that are not that apparent, but are happening. There is no such thing as a perfect security plan. And there's no such thing as perfect security, but there are a series of decisions that are made within developing a security plan for events like this. And what you'll see are more resources to plug those gaps, to maybe strengthen those areas where the defensive zone may have not exactly the depth that it needs. So you're going to see a lot of changes like that. Look, every time there's something like this, if you look at the attempted assassination on President Reagan, if you go back to JFK, if you look at the attempted assassination on Gerald Ford, every time something like this happens, there are significant changes, not just with the Secret Service, but how events like this are done across the board, working with all public safety, all law enforcement, everybody else there on the scene.
And Hal, of course, there's 4 months left until Election Day, a lot more campaigning to do across the country, of course, here in Southern California as well. If people are thinking about attending one of these political events, these political rallies, should they be concerned? And if so, what should they be keeping an eye out for?
Well, ironically, there probably will be more focus on if you see something, say something, and there'll be a little bit more detail on what is something that you're supposed to see and how to report it. But with that, the irony of an event like this is that future events will probably be a little bit safer because there'll be more resources, more attention to detail, more advanced planning that goes into all of these things. Certainly, just be prepared. There will be a lot of screening of everybody going into it, but there'll also be a perimeter that has been pushed out, if you will, has been expanded. So the security zone will be much larger. And there may be some inconvenience. You may have to park further away. You may have to stand in longer lines while you're screened. The screening may be more extensive, but that's what comes out of events like this.